Yes, the snake knot. Definitely one of the most widely used knots for paracord bracelet making and paracord crafting. And what you're seeing here is the typical way we would tie one of these knots. While there's nothing wrong with it, there exists a better way that, dare I say, is faster, so much easier to the point where you can do it with your eyes closed. And we're going to learn that better way in today's video by making a snake knot paracord bracelet using the Tibetan snake knot method. Let's get into it. I'm going to start this bracelet off with our 2 pieces of paracord. We're going to get some freshly cut ends on those pieces, melt those ends with our jet lighter, and fuse them together very carefully without burning your fingers. Next, with the joined midpoint of the 2 cords, I'm going to shift that melted point down slightly so that our first snake knot actually hides that melted joint. Now from here, I've got the red cord away from me and the gold in front. Grabbing hold of the red cord, I'm going to loop it around in front with a clockwise loop. And then, grabbing hold of the gold cord, I'm going to do another clockwise loop and bring that behind on top of the red and hold it between my middle and index finger. And then with the end of that gold cord, I'm going to put it through the back of that loop to the front and pull it all the way through. And then we're going to cinch up our snake knot. And of course, while you're doing this, you want to ensure that that melted joint is hidden in that first snake knot. So what I just showed you was a slightly modified way of tying the single snake knot. And this is very similar to the Tibetan technique of tying snake knots. Now let's do it again. Again, with the red cord away from me, I'm going to grab the red cord behind, do a loop in front going around the gold, grab the gold cord, loop it around the back, pinch it with my middle and index finger, and then from there, once again, put the gold end through that red loop in front, from the back to the front. Then cinch it closed, and now we have another snake knot. So what's great about this method is it's very tactile in that you don't really have to look at what you're doing. You can actually almost do this with your eyes closed. And as you can see, once you've got the method down, you don't have to grab the end of the cord. You can just pinch and grab the gold cord through the red loop, and it's even faster. And already we've tied 3 of our snake knots. So now, using this Tibetan technique for tying these single snake knots, we're going to tie the entire length of our paracord bracelet. And once we've tied sufficient length, we come down to the end and we can tie our diamond knot for our knot and loop closure. So very quickly, with the red cord on the right, I'm going to make a counterclockwise loop, lay that on top of the gold strand, take the gold strand, put it behind the red strand on the right, and pass it underneath that section of gold strand that's underneath the red loop. We form our carrick's bend. Now from here, the red cord is going to naturally want to go to the left and the gold to the right. You're going to bring the gold around to the right side and pass it through the middle of the carrick's bend from the back to the front, and do the same with the red on the other side. Now we can pull our diamond knot shut. If that was too quickly or not detailed enough, please check my dedicated tutorial for the diamond knot linked down below. So we're going to cinch up my diamond knot as usual, and of course it's a little bit further away from our bracelet than we want it, so I'm going to slightly adjust the placement of the diamond knot. And once I pulled all the slack through, I'm just going to take my scissors, clip off the excess 550 on the ends. Then of course I'm just going to melt it with my jet lighter and press down on it with my knotter's tool. And there we have it. There is the snake knot paracord bracelet, a classic in our paracord community, tied with the Tibetan snake knot method. And of course, this is a little bit different from the other snake knot method that has the interconnected snake knots. These are the single stacked snake knots that also are known as wall knots. So I hope you guys enjoyed this new method for tying the classic snake knot, and hope you all will try it out. Let me know what you think of this method. I think it's a definite improvement, but I'd like to know what you have to say as well. As always, a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters. If you guys want access to exclusive videos as well as other Patreon perks, feel free to check out my Patreon page, link in the video as well as down below. If you enjoyed what I did in this video, please feel free to check out what I have to offer on the rest of my channel.